So I'm with Dennis Losher now and Roger Lemmel.
Hello.
And we are, I remember, Dennis, you had the Shadow a few years ago, a few Shadow cars, and now you're racing a Beach, sort of USSRC car, right?
Yep, that's right.
So, how's that going for you?
It's going good. It's a fun car. It's real lightweight, nice Lotus twin cam engine, easy to work on, much easier than the Can-Am cars for sure. And you know, it's a real fun car.
Yeah, it looks just breathtaking. I love the paint work, and it's just very, very elegant looking.
Well, when we restored this one,
you did?
Fortunately, this car has a history from its build date of 1967, and we were able to get all the records for the car since '67, all the previous owners. And this particular paint scheme and livery is exactly the way it was in 1967 by the original owners. It was a blue with gold stripe and white pinstriping. And the number 2 was the number he ran back in the day. The white headlight covers were the way he had it, so we restored it livery-wise the same. The only thing that's different is the roll bar hoop is different because I'm a little bit taller, and we had to raise it up and change it. So other than that, it's close to the way it looked back in the day.
That's cool. So did this predominantly race all around America?
Well, it was all amateur.
Oh, yeah.
And, it was, remember Roger, it was East Coast guy.
East Coast, Virginia or Carolina, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Russell Norburn later became famous for Miller and Norburn, a BMW prep shop in North Carolina, I believe.
Wow.
So Russell was the first driver, but he only drove it, I think, once. And then, forget the other guy's
name. His chief mechanic then purchased it, I think, within a year later, and he drove it for 1 or 2 races, and then they had a couple of other individuals drive it, and then it kind of bounced around to other owners, but at least at 2 occasions, this is before it was the SCCA runoffs, they were called the ARRC, was it?
Oh, yeah, really? American Road Racing Championship.
Oh, yeah.
This car was entered in 2 ARRCs back in, so it would be 70s?
Yeah,
early 70s.
Wow.
So it's got some great history.
That's awesome.
It had some different engines in it over the years, too.
Yeah. It was I think the very first one was an Imp, and that's why there's an H on it for H mod. When it very first came out, it was an H mod with an Imp engine. We have a Lotus twin cam in it now, so a little more horsepower than it had back in the original.
Right.
But then, unfortunately, on its history, when it became in the 80s and the car wasn't competitive in SCCA road racing, then somebody modified it into a D Sports racer and put a motorcycle engine in it, and they kind of butchered the entire underside of the car.
Oh my gosh.
The car, so it had to get the frame restored back to original spec. But,
oh my gosh.
But anyway, it's here now.
That's awesome. So to restore this car, I mean, I know you had your relationship with Mr. Nichols from Shadow, and did you have to sort of seek out the drawings for this as well, or was it a bit easier to come by?
Yeah, there's a fellow named John Rankin up in the Northwest, and John bought all the rights to the drawings and the technical database for Gene Beach, who was the original designer and builder of the cars in Florida, right, Roger?
Right.
Florida was Gene Beach was out of Florida.
Okay.
And so John Rankin bought all the rights. He bought a bunch of cars that were there and the molds, and so I purchased this chassis from John.
Right.
And he popped out a new body for me because the original body was destroyed, and they put that D Sports racer body on it. It was real ugly and all the rest. So it's a new body, and then the frame, we fixed all the incorrect tubes and repaired those that were damaged. And so anyway, John has the drawings, and we got a set of drawings for the car.
Yeah.
So any parts that were missing, we were able to fabricate. And what's nice about these cars is they were kind of based on production car uprights and production car spindles and brake calipers and all the rest. So nothing's particularly exotic or expensive. It's just old English stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, when Dennis needs to mention, or I will mention for him, that this car, he went up and got this car in the Seattle area and brought it home in basically parts.
I remember that post on Facebook.
In September
yeah.
of last year. So it's in just 7 months.
Wow.
It's gone from frame tubes and Dennis had to fab a lot of stuff himself.
Yeah.
Suspension pieces and just, I mean, he has to tell you all that he had to do himself. But
I'm just amazed with all the stuff. I mean, I've seen you posting all your Shadow stuff on Facebook, and just with all that experience and all your previous experience, just to be able to have this car come out as beautiful as it is, just unbelievable, just beautiful to see.
Yeah, it was a fun restoration.
Yeah.
Like Roger says, they were fairly intense to do it over the winter.
Yeah.
But from September to basically March, we were flogging away trying to get it done, because we wanted to get it done for the CSRG events. And then Mike Summers here, he's created this USRRC series.
Yeah.
So we wanted to be ready for that. So it was a big effort. And unfortunately, I didn't post anything on Facebook doing this car. I've only posted the Shadow stuff.
Right.
So we'll get back to the Shadows. This is done, and the first 2 CSRG events will be finished this weekend. So we'll go back to working on the Shadows in the next few months.
Cool.
Thank you. A couple of Formula One cars still.
Yep.
Yeah.
Two F1
Yeah.
cars. Yep.
Yeah, that'll be awesome to see those. Well, hey, thank you so much for your time, Dennis, and
Trent.
great to see you again, Roger.
Glad we can see you too.
Yeah,
It's
just
been a
great.
pleasure.
A treat to see both at this event here at Thunderhill Raceway, and I'm just tickled to see this car out on track. I'll be able to see it. You're going to run it this afternoon, right?
115.
115? All right. Well, hey, thanks a lot, and thanks for watching The Racing Air with Dennis Losher and Roger Lemmel. Thank you very much.